Well, the biggest ever update was added to GTA Online today, and honestly, people are kind of mixed between whether they like it or hate it. But whatever side of the fence you are on, in this video, I wanted to make a buyer beware about all of the new content. There's a decent amount of it, and honestly, a lot of the vehicles in particular aren't good, and you should definitely save your money. So in this video, I'll just be going over all that and hopefully helping you guys save some money. So we'll start with one of the few boats that was added in this update. You'll find it actually on the .t's website, but we have the Longfin. Now, this vehicle, you can see the buy it now price is 2.1 mil. You can get the trade price by completing the Cayo Perico Heist as a leader. Like, you have to be the one to actually do the heist or to like initiate it to get the trade price. But here's the thing. This boat's not good. At least not for 2.1 or 1.5 million dollars. It is fast, yes. And I'll put some gameplay up here. But you cannot turn this thing. Unless it's an issue with PC, you cannot turn this thing. This thing has the turning radius of almost a submarine. The way I see it though, there's just no need to ever have a boat like this for 1.5 mil. I mean, if you get the submarine, that comes with a free dinghy. If you have a yacht, you have boats on it. You probably have some boats from Pegasus that aren't even close to 1.5 mil. Like some of these other boats, this one 300k, 100k, 200k, and all these boats pretty much do the same thing as the ones that are over $1 million. So definitely buyer beware. Don't pick this one up, you know, unless you're just a boat guy at the end of the day and you really want it. It's just not that good. Save your money. The rest of the vehicles are on the Warstock website. We're going to leave the sub for last because there's some interesting things you should know about it. But running through the list here, we have the Winky. No trade price on it, just a standard 825. Actually, no, I do think this one normally is 1.1 million. But once you complete the initial stage of the Cayo Perico Heist, you get the trade price. It's not terrible, but it definitely is overpriced. I mean, unless you're really wanting this unique looking vehicle, I would skip it. I mean, it's not really that fast. The handling's not that great. It's got good customization, sure, but is it worth 100 or 800 to $1 million? Probably not. You're probably not going to be using this one too often. So as far as usefulness, definitely not up there. But if you did want something to just throw in your garage as like something that looks cool, you could argue for it. The next vehicle is the patrol boat, and shocker, it sucks. 2.9 mil, basically $3 million, unless you get it down to the trade price of 2.2 million. You're paying for a boat that gets blown up in one RPG, one missile. It's 2020, Rockstar. This is unacceptable. You can't expect us to buy vehicles for this much money that get blown up in one missile when you got Oppressor Mark IIs out there that can literally do that in like 2 seconds. You can have two gunners. You have a gunner up front, gunner in the back, but from the little we sort of tested, the guns aren't really that impressive. So, you know, unless maybe this is really good in the heist, I haven't really gotten that far. In free roam and in pretty much every other case, 3 mil, 2 mil, not good for this boat. So save your money. Then we get to the dreaded Alkanost. I paid 4.3 million for this thing. It is a piece of junk. It's not as bad as the Bambushka. I will give it that. But again, I don't know what Rockstar are thinking. $4.3 million. You know what you get for $4.3 million? A jet that is huge, that doesn't even fit into many places. Like when it spawns, I had issues just trying to get it into the air. It has no missiles, no gun on it, basically no weapons on it. All you have are bombs. This is a bomber plane. but you only have 50 total bombs before you have to recall it to get more. I think even the Bombushka had almost 100. So if this has only bombs, why doesn't it have more than 50? Couldn't tell you. There's not really much customization on it. Deliveries are pretty garbage. If you want this in your hangar, it's going to be the only vehicle in there. The only good thing it has is if you're high enough, you go off the radar, but that doesn't even really matter because people can still lock onto you, and it only takes 2 bullets to disable your plane and 3 to blow it up. So for the price, no, do not buy. Then the one that I am so disappointed about, I really wanted to like this, and I hate to say it, but the Annihilator stealth is terrible. This may be one of the worst vehicles in this update. By looking at it, you would think it's pretty armored, right? Yeah, well, no, it's not. 1 missile takes this thing out. And the best part, you don't even have flares or the chaff option to put on it. Like, you literally have 0 way to defend yourself. Do Rockstar even play this game? Do they know what happens? The second you go up in the air, you get locked onto. But it has a stealth mode, so that's cool. And if the stealth mode actually worked where people couldn't lock onto you, that might be nice. But no, that's not how it works. If you're in stealth mode, you can still get locked onto. The Akula is better in every way, pretty much. And again, for $3 million to $4 million, that is a huge waste of money. Finally, we get to probably one of the greatest vehicles Rockstar's ever added into GTA Online. The Toria Door. Dumbest name I've ever seen. But if this isn't the best vehicle, I don't know what is. I mean, maybe the Oppressor Mark II might still be, but this thing is incredible. What if I told you they took the Stromberg, which was one of the best vehicles in the game already, and made it way better? That's what this thing is. This thing, it takes the same amount of missiles to blow it up, which I believe is like 3 or 4. I also believe it takes like 7 or so Oppressor Mark II missiles to blow it up. It has the missiles on it like the Stromberg. It can go underwater like the Stromberg. It looks better than the Stromberg. It has 4 seats, unlike the Stromberg. And then the best part, the part that makes this one of the best vehicles in the game, it has boost. Not just any boost. Boost that makes you probably the fastest car in the game. We haven't tested it, but this boost, we were pushing almost like 160 miles an hour on the airport. The boost refills in like a half a second. And you can just spam it. You can spam it on land, and you can spam it in the water. So no matter where you are, you get insane speed with this one. So even though it is like 3.6 million, it may be even more. I don't know if I got the trade price for this. 100% this is worth it. This might be my new favorite car in the game. That brings us to the Kosatka, the Submarine. Now, it is worth it because you need a submarine to actually do the heist. The thing is, a lot of these extra things, might not be worth it. So I just wanted to explain which ones I think were good. So the submarine is 2.2 million, just stock. Then you can add some customization. The customization is not anything crazy. You just get some different color schemes. But the things you can add, and unfortunately it does not let me click on them. The sonar station, the guided missiles, the weapon workshop, and the moon pool vehicles. I believe the sonar station is $1.2 million. Maybe one day you can get it, but it's not really that great. I don't really find myself using that too often at the moment, especially for 1.2 mil. The guided missiles, I think, are 1.9 million. You're going to want those. That's like the whole point of the submarine. It's fun to use, so of course you're going to want that. The weapon workshop, I believe, is like 300K. It's the same weapon workshop that you have in the Oppressor Mark II, or in the MOC, not the Terabyte, but there's another place I think you can have the weapon workshop. If you already have one of those, you don't need it here. And then the moon pool vehicles. This is another great feature. I don't know how much it costs, but I would say it's 100% worth it. You don't need both of them. I would say the Sparrow is probably the only one you need, and I'll explain why in a second. But this submarine, it's just a submarine. The only benefit you get with this submarine is that it's got 4 seats. I think that's an extra like a couple mil. So if you don't need a submarine with an extra 4 seats, then don't buy it. The Sparrow, on the other hand, is incredible because it works like the Buzzard CEO. You can call it instantly and it spawns right next to you no matter where you are. So I would highly recommend getting the Sparrow for that reason. Although I guess, just saying that out loud, if you already have a Buzzard CEO, you probably could go without this one, but I like using the Sparrow because it's a newer helicopter, just feels a little bit different. So out of the 2 vehicles, I would highly recommend getting the Sparrow. So that is it. There you guys have it. That is my buyer beware, my sort of review on the new vehicles. The only other new stuff that was added, they have a new weapon. I think it's like $400,000. You probably don't need it because it's a weapon. It's nothing crazy. At the end of the day, it's just an AR. So probably skip that unless you really, really, really want a new weapon. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you agree or disagree with any of my opinions. Just trying to give you guys some tips on saving some money. At the moment, the only vehicles that are really worth it are the Stromberg Mark II, which I'm going to call it, and of course the Submarine. Thank you guys for watching though. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Of course, more videos on this DLC will be coming out over the next couple of hours, so be on the lookout for that. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.